We are live. Okay, it always is like dim and dark when we first start. Like, it picks itself up. Cool beans, we're live. Trying to get this melt going. 6 hours and 8 minutes. Y'all accept that. So you tell me it turns it to 18 hours for one revolution. It's 12 hours and 28 minutes. We could do 12. To remove that. Some extras.
Green Frog, welcome, my dear.
Green Frog, hey, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Oh shit, I can't do that yet. I gotta level it. Try to start a print here all at the same time. God, I gotta level the bed first. I printed something the other day and it was kind of weird the way it printed. Okay. This thing was stepper. That's what we're looking for. So what's up, man? How you been doing? I gotta check out your channel. I have been missing a lot of channels.
MD has not been making his rounds.
Videos. No, I haven't. Got to the winter funk thing, and I have been running more art ground things though. I got the HPI Sprint 2. I took it to the go-kart track. We're doing some drifting with it. I got the Losi XXT. Needs a differential though, so I'm looking to upgrade it to the steel one. And I built this. I don't know if you check this out. So my version of the DeLorean, the Back to the Future car, just a quad. Turn the motors upside down. Put the body on it. I don't have a battery in here, but the lights, got headlights light up. It's got FPV in it. Tail lights, pretty cool. Put some tires around the motors. Kind of take the ground game to the air. Yeah, Drone Worship challenged me for a video of one, make it look like Doc Brown's flying it. So now that's my goal, to take it out and make it look like Doc's flying it. All right.
Hello, what's up, babe?
What's up? I heard you know now not to update that Crossfire. Squish was telling me, man, you're having a hell of a time with that thing. But you got her up and running now. Leveling the print bed. Now you know what that is. Now you might have an auto leveler. You might not. Just a little too much.
Adam said yes. It was pissing me off.
I heard, dude. Glad you got it right, though. I think it'll work. I level mine with a piece of thick, like they say use a UK magazine because of paper sticker. That's all I level my bed with. Now let's print the file. Printing some mounts for my Apex. I got all 3 of my Apexes up and running. This is the Falco X one. They're all running the Tramp HV in them and Crossfire now. I get really good video with those Tramps. So that's my Apex number 3. My Apex number 2. Same thing with the Tramp in it. And I got a little plug in here where I can just plug in the little chip and set the Tramp through the wand thing. Vampire, what's up? And this is number 1. Just got them all up and running tonight with all the same stuff in them. So now three of the same quads. Obviously, one running Falco X, which is a big difference versus the Beta. I cannot argue with that. What you think of that lowrider Vampire? I did that when we do that over the weekend. The train over the weekend. Sunday, yeah.
After inventory.
No, I'm good. I ain't in all that. I did my part on that. Just not into the DC thing. But yeah, we went through a train and I actually crashed and rolled under the train and armed it, and then I was like, oh shit. So I was like, when you did the lowrider thing, I was like, that's perfect for that. But I'm glad you got your shit going, Plum. That's why I didn't update. Thomas, what's up? I know I was going to use that song. For some reason, every time I try to upload with that song, they don't like it. But yeah, now I got, like I said, 3 of the same quads. And that one with Falco, I know I'm not going to get the Beta rigs where the Falco is. So what I might end up doing is taking the Falco out of the Apex, putting it in a Reverb, and then putting a Mamba in the Apex. That way the 3 are running absolutely the same. So when I come fly now, 3 quads, not 20. Ordered some batteries yesterday. Simon, what's up? What? You ain't spotting no UFOs now, are you? That was crazy. Here,
Yeah, he was up here. So
you gotta put a lap down. Huh? Lap buns. This guy's crazy, dude. For a bunny, he is very, very, very,
he is
funny.
named well.
Yep. Named very well. What? I know you want to go out, but not right now. We'll go outside in a minute. Later on, actually. Not in a minute. D-Dub, what's up? I'll play with your balls with that 5-inch. Skin them right up. You and Eric have some fun? What?
He realized today he can start his truck with his phone.
Oh, wow, dude. That's crazy. What's that app? Let me download it. That's pretty cool. Is that because you have the transponder like key thing near you or something though? Brother. What? Ain't that nice of you? That's awesome, brother. Well, now you got a truck though. What? Watch out. Now you need a big ass boat now. You can't be pulling that little thing around with that truck now. Come on, you need something bigger than your truck. Raz, what's up? 5-inch balls, yeah. So
Note Chevy app, kickstart truck, lock, unlock doors, etc.
That's pretty cool though. An app, they just walk up. Pretty crazy they've come to that technology. I guess it doesn't really surprise me, but because you could always the other one you probably could start with the button sequence. What's it? Lock, unlock, lock or something. A lot of cars, like try your cars that have the push button lock and all. Try that. Some of them will start with like a sequence of that, or look it up and you'll be surprised. I used to tell a lot of people that they try it, they'd be like, "Oh shit, dude, my car started." I'm like, I told you a lot of it's equipped with the remote start, and a lot of people don't even know about it. Shit, that's a plus when you buy a car like that. Got that already on there. I know my Talon. I used to love it. That thing started up. Oh, it's nice. Got there in a warm car. Crystal used to hate it. She got it for me and still had to go in a cold car.
I have a remote start. His name is Rusty.
Yep, his name's Russell. Goes out every morning. Close that out. Shut the Wi-Fi down here. So who's been flying? Who ain't been flying? What's up? EBR in the house. We can visit before I fall asleep. I hear ya. Guys, all the ones I'll catch up on your channel. If you haven't seen me around, just been in like my own little funk kind of thing. But I'm coming out of it now, start working on my quads and all again, so that's a good thing. And I, like I said, I built this thing right here. You guys don't know if you haven't checked it out yet. I call it a DeLorean, but for now we'll call it that. But I plan on 3D printing a body and putting the real DeLorean body on it. But this thing was fun. What time is it? Tired of blazing, Chris.
It's what, about 2, 3 a.m. EBR?
Yeah, easy. Maybe later than that, though. Test it. What? It worked 2 miles away? What? That's crazy. Squish, squish in the house. So it can be hacked. Exactly, right? Oh, man. Glad I don't live near you. I'd have to mess with you if you're riding in a room. Just shut it off.
Thomas said call that the DeLorean. The fake DeLorean.
There you go. Yeah, we'll go with that. The DeLorean. We'll go with that, Thomas. I'll stick with that until I get the body. Now, once I get the body on it, then we're good. It's gonna be the DeLorean. I kind of thought this was gonna screw me. See how that movement of that hood? It flies. You guys saw the video, a little bit of the video I showed you. Real smooth. So this is what I'm gonna do the video with. D-dubs.
Oh, I was off a little bit. 113.
On what?
EBR's time.
113. Oh, so that's not well.
It's 6
same
hours.
as what UK then?
No.
Because so it's 7 now. So it's Simon's. It's for guys to remember this really good.
Simon would be 12.
Like 12. I was gonna say like midnight.
Ish.
Insurance job. I got you. We're gonna be warmer this week. So that's what they say here, but do good. Welcome, brother. They said it was supposed to be nice here, but then it's gotten cold, and Crystal said something about snow flurries tomorrow, so I hope. I want to get out this weekend too and try to get some packs in. I got some packs coming Monday, 10 6S packs, so I'll have 13 packs then. I won't know what to do with that. I'm used to flying 3 and going to the forest. It's like, what? So that's going to be time to pick up some skills, go out there and learn how to fly these things. 3 of the same quads. I know I can't get over, just keep saying that. It's just like I usually go out and fly. I take like 5 or 6 quads with me, just because if I break something and I go to this one, it's going to be different having 3. And those Apexes, I don't know, they can take a beating. Well, unless Squish flies it, but no, it did the same thing on you. It did to me. Broke those bolts on these Apexes. I don't know if any of y'all run it. You may not have had the problem. I got to do a claim with Impulse, so I want to just throw it their way and get their attention about it. Not I'm a bitch about it. I don't care. I'll put steel hardware back in mine when it does it. But these screws right here, and you can see how the frame is designed, right? It's 2-piece like the Reverb. But these screws here, do I have one maybe laying out still? I do. I don't know if you can see this. I'm just trying to show you this. Might get it away for a minute. Yeah, you can see it. So let's get the camera to focus in. Maybe if you kind of look real close up to the head of this, see, I can put my fingernail in it. Like, I think you could probably see it right there. It's when up towards the head here, it's like machined out to where that shaft that's the same thickness here doesn't run all the way up. It's like right here you can see it. Kind of make it thinner. And I don't know if that's for a planned break, let's say, so it doesn't break none of the carbon. But what I found was how I done mine was I go up the stuff and I just turn, and you know how you teabag stuff? Well, I do it at like a high rate of speed. Woo! Bow! And that's what has punched. I lost all 4 of mine one day flying. But with them screws, like I said, being etched out, that's something there. Other than that, I have not been able. Raz's buddy's soul, Jonathan, has broken the arm on that thing. I'd love to see that crash, dude. That's got to be crazy. Right, Ray, a stress break. That's what I'm thinking. So it pops the heads off instead of, you know, cracking the bottom plate or whatnot. But I have put steel hardware in there and beat the same shit out of it, and it still works. Other than that, this is one solid frame. Now, if you're kind of not great about building, because, and I say this because when you build, you want a lot of room. If you're not really kind of built a lot of them, because it's kind of tough to get where you want, it is a smaller frame for that. You can see, I don't know if you can see in there, Raz, that tramp fits in there perfect, though. You're watching Soul. It's a good VTX for it, bro. I've been over a half mile with it already and had great video. Let me catch up on chat. Yeah. Hope Crystal's doing chat and that in her game. Yeah, watch her. She'll get back there. Her. I see her talking. The plot thickens. Uh-oh. You need 8 packs to get warmed up. One day I'll get there. You downgraded everything. I thought you had it running good. Like you said, you upgraded your Crossfire, and then, well, I guess really haven't talked much after that. Or so I guess I really wouldn't have known. Squish got you right now.
You can do a half mile with Fly Sky.
You can.
So you're going to have to prove to him any different.
But when I'm talking a half mile, I'm not talking the radio. That's nothing. That Crossfire at a half mile, it's not even like, yeah, it's like we're chilling at a half mile, you know. I mean a half mile with my video, good video. My last video I just did with John's lowrider thing, vampires. If you see that video, I turned around and I was coming back down that track. Crystal will tell you that was a ways down that railroad tracks. I was shocked. Huckleberry, what's up?
Squish said they got Adam straight with Crossfire.
Yeah, he did the other day. He told me. Squish man put him right.
Now Thomas Wilson has a leg with Crossfire.
Thomas, to be honest with you, when I was thinking about getting into it, these guys were like, oh my God, it's so much better because you go into something and it just turns. I'm like, yaka, 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 yaka. You know, thinking because I started with Fly Sky. I went to FR Sky. I've never really felt the lag, even with FR Sky out far. I'll tell you what really messes with your brain that may give you that effect of a lag is you do like, say you're out. So like say out, for instance, a quarter mile out to that first road. I went out there and I used to go around and play with the guy's tree in the backyard. So I punch it, and my goggles, you know, I'm already made the move. But because I'm a quarter mile away, that's when I would hear the roof of the quad. Now that effect is really strange, but they say put an earbud in, stop all that. But it does feel the Crossfire is definitely more locked in than that. That was just not just them guys just trying to push me into getting it. So which they end up getting it for me anyway, jokers. But it definitely feels more locked in. I got to give them that effect. Because I now go around, say for instance, I can stand over here in the field and come all the way over here to the house and fly and get down in between the trailers and no effect at all. Like it's, and I would get RSSI yelling at me and stuff like that. The real DJ Fruit Loops, welcome.
Like Squish said, the last time he had like he had ripped his antenna off.
And I've beaten mine up pretty good. I haven't afraid of mine. Squish just showed me one earlier. Things like look like just it's served its purpose, let's say. And I'm sure mine will get there where I chew them all up. But that's I say I don't turtle mode, but I do a lot of turtle with this. This frame turtles really well when it's upside down. That's one good thing. The aspects that they put into it is just crazy. So it made me, I got one for my birthday, and I ended up building a quad for Tim and getting another one, and then Squish sent me this in, or this one. But I get them confused now. So Holy Squish is in the lobby. He sent me this in, the frame with the ESC and the flight controller. I just had to add motors, a camera, VTX. Appreciate you, bro. And look, this thing's on rails, guys. And y'all know why it's on rails. I showed you in crystals the other night, right? But I'm gonna show y'all again. You see that right there? That band over sticker? That's what makes it. Without that, if I peeled that off, oh no, it would just be all over the place. So feed the kid, man. Squish runs his motor, so he threw me a couple stickers in, but y'all see that capacitors on that thing right there? It is real. This thing, the Falco, I have a Flight 1 rig also right here. So it's like old school versus new school, I guess you could say. But if you guys saw my video of the four-wheeler chase, this is what I was flying. You see it was really locked in. Like I tuned it, it's Flight 1. I went off a default tune and then just did my own from there. Really flies good. So, and then it's good to try the Falco. I'd have to give it to the Falco on the smoothness. I was in them trees the other day playing with this thing. There was really nothing that could really sneak up on you. It's like that much control when you're just like in the moment of it. And then Squish taught me a little bit on the whole Squished X, but more of the truth, because he likes the reverb, and I'm asking him why, and he explained it, and I saw it when I put it side by side or bottom to bottom. You really can't see it if you look at them like this. They look almost the same, but you do that, it makes a world of difference.
Well, first of all, Thomas said, us jokers, never. And like Adam said, we really gave you no choice. It was more like, here's that special package for you. Have fun. You better get it installed because it's going to be done.
And as you can see, I am still putting Crossfire on things as we go. This is the Alien 5-inch slammed Alien I built. Called Watermelon. Got some high KVs on it, 2750. This is a 4S rig though. I could run 6S on it, running on a high KV 6S, which kind of be like one of Preston's toys, say. Freaking 2750's mean KV. Like this thing turns. But I got to tune it. I haven't tuned it yet. I just built it, flew it, flies great. Mr. Crowley in the house, welcome. Explicit, Chris, welcome. So hopefully it's nice. Everyone gets to fly this weekend. I'm hoping to. I want to fly a jet this weekend. I forget what the whole story behind the jet was, but it's at a
American Legion.
American Legion. Gary Safe VFW, and they were having something there, and there's a whole bunch of cars there. So I didn't know it was like a memorial kind of thing. So I didn't want to be a dick basically and start ripping a quad around a jet out front of the place. So I'll go back. It's about 45 minutes from me. So me and Crystal had fun though. We found a spot right around the corner. Her eyes are like looking now when we're driving, and she's like, look, there's a freaking trestle bridge in the woods. Next thing you know, I go across the bridge, whip a U-turn, come back across, and we find it. And it's actually a walkable bridge. She'll have some pictures up of it soon. You have to check out her channel. But it was a real nice spot. But scraggle everywhere. It is the Pocomoke River, if anyone. The cypress roots of that thing, it just turns it so mucky. There's no finding nothing.
Like black
yeah, it's like black water, more or less. And then the roots down underneath are like incredibly huge, and they just go all over the place in there. Like people's lost like stuff in there, and there's no finding it. So your quad, to fly your quad there without any kind of flotation device, you might as well just plug it in and kiss it and just toss it in the water, because that's what's going to happen. Me flying, that's what's going to happen. And you know it's really cool. So think of a huge trestle bridge that you would drive across, but now a miniature one, right? That you could walk across. And when you stand on that thing and just look down the river, you know, the lake, I would say more or less like the lake on the backside of you, but then it's like a channel that runs down through there. When you look down through there and just see the way the trees have formed all through there, it is just so beautiful. And I could just picture myself flying down there. I know I could fly it with no problem going down, but my brain would be like, okay, let's power loop back up over or something like that. And that's where I would get in trouble. If I was a skyrider, I would be in good shape to do it, but not me. I'm coming straight under the footbridge, power looping it, diving the gap, diving the bridge, and I just wasn't feeling it.
The spark would have been good, but was not with us.
Yes, the spark would have been really good.
I'm not going to let him have the control of the spark, because he'll be attempting to power loop the spark.
And I can't do the Mavic because I have committed on a deal for the Mavic. I am selling it, and he's already purchased, say, $100 frame and set here, so that's locked in. But so I won't fly that no more. But the spark is hell yeah. Category around with them quick. But that's the thing with me with water yet. That's the only thing. Call me a puss, call me whatever. I will punk out quick on water. I will fly. Like I say that, but I flew a Sharptown bridge, and I did go way out there on XM Plus and across the bridge. But it was just like at the moment, I didn't care. I had like 12 quads with me. I'm just like, I'm doing it. If I make it back, I'm good. The guy I fly with, my buddy Doc, he's like, you got crossfire, right? Or no, right? No, you don't, do you? I'm like, no. And my antenna would always lay across my transmitter. Jake, what's up? Puss. Hey, that's right. Hey, I tucked my tail on that, bro. Because like I said, for one, I could swim. You remember Lake Roland, right? But that cypress stuff, man, you're not getting nothing back out of them roots down there. It's so ugly. You've been on that Pocomoke before with your boat. I know you know how ugly it is, but nope, not me. Let me catch up on chat. Yeah.
Explicit says he loves flying out over water. He went way out over the ocean.
Listen to this guy.
Well, you did with the camera birds, but not with the
right.
Smaller.
I will with the like my Inspire and stuff like that. I know that makes no damn sense at all, right? What I just said. I will with the Inspire, but I won't with say a say $400 quad at the most. What did he just say? But let's remember, return to home and GPS. That's well, I got the 7-inch up here with GPS, so I guess I can't really say that. I guess I have no choice but to fly out over water or tuck my tail. Here's my dilemma with it too, right? So if it would just hit the water and drop, whoosh, right? Rip the goggles up, you'll see the kind of circle kind of where it hit. But the current of the water, is it going to move it? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it as far as that. What's a good weekend to show up, Chris? Any weekend it's nice, so we could fly. Are you still, you got any drones or anything, or did you get rid of all your stuff already? I know, was it Wayne bought your goggles?
Well, no, because we won't be here some in June.
June.
We have a couple meetups scheduled in April.
So, well, I got one that's going to be a meetup like March. I think it was 12th or 14th to something. Leon's going to come down to set up a race thing, and well, ain't nothing. I got something to fly in for you. But I'm gonna set a race thing up over in the field, and he's gonna come down. His grandfather's coming up from Florida, so he wants to set something up. April, I got a meetup in the beginning with Max Air. The end of April, I will be in the Baltimore area. Well, depends. Well, in that
Up that way.
To meet up with Jake.
Correct.
Correct. But yeah.
And then June will be in Indiana.
Just like hit me when like you're committed, and then we should be good. Shouldn't be no problem. I'm usually always around. Like on the weekends, I kind of get out and go hang out and fly and stuff. Fly low and clean up that scraggle. Yeah, right, Squish. Fly low and clean up that scraggle. I know you ain't scared of water, because that's when I first met you. You were. I remember boots in the water.
The quad fisherman.
The FAA comment plum, I did mine already. I went over and watched flight test Josh over there, so I did the comment and what was it? The comment and the survey thing I did. Yep. But for the water thing, just tie some bottles on you can tie. I don't know. It's hideous to me, but it would save your quad. But you guys that do fishing would be your best brainstorm, because I remember they used to have something out that was kind of, you remember the little foot, think of like this. It's kind of like this, right? Like a splash drive thing here, and then when it hit the water, it kind of would open up and it would go underwater, like your quad's going to go underwater, and then it opens up and then it floats it back to the top. Something like that, I'm on it. I guess as long as it doesn't go down that Cypress thing. My luck, it would go down a hook on a root, and the flotation device would be there. I guess it would still give you a thing. It is because the kind of river or something like that, you just a crab net. You know, that's kind of what I would do. Yeah, I'm down with it, Jake. Sounds good. Uncle Trey said my return home is disarmed, right? Disarm. And you know, I got, like I said, a 7-inch right here with the GPS rescue on it. It's okay, but it has to be so far away from you. Actually, he just walked in here. Doc, what's up? So I was out to the park one day, and Doc saw me test the turning off the transmitter and see what the quad would do. It did what we thought. Bam!
Doc said, "What you doing on so early? You gotta text me when you do this."
Oh, my bad. See, I thought you were sitting around waiting on a notification from me.
Every Friday, baby. Every Friday.
Yeah, we do this just about every Friday. I've missed the past 3 weeks, I think.
Well, last Friday,
But I'll text you from now. I just don't want to be like, "Hey, man, I'm on. Come hang out, bro. Come on now, maybe. You ain't come in yet, bro."
Right, Squish? Tell him, Doc. You should just know. Come on now.
I was hoping it's going to be nice this weekend and try to get out and do some flying somewheres, but
He said, "I'm lucky to be awake on a Friday." Right? I'm feeling you. Jesus, God, I'm feeling you this week.
Sounds good. Gotta go deep. Wait. Thank you for hanging out, Chris. Appreciate you stopping in.
Have a blast.
I want to try that, hit that other go-kart track down there, bro. And, well, the water park, we know we got to go back. I'm good on VTX now. I ain't getting down there and crumming out on no VTX no more. TBS Unify HV Pro? No. And it's 200 milliwatts, let's face it. what we do, at least 600, the minimum, I think. Birdman, what's up? I'll be freestyling. Nice. Little Voodoo now. What is that? Is that the 5-inch I built you?
What? Doc was at the inlet Sunday.
I was
We were in
yeah, Pocomoke, and then we just come up the highway back home, and I found some train cars. It was okay. It was enough to give me a little bit of what I wanted, because I really want trains, dude. I would love to fly beside a train. Nerf, dude, all day. The Nerf video. I would love to try that. Like, no doubt. Like, it's going. Not saying go under it and all crazy shit like that or inside of it, but just to go down the train and move it. Bob Biker, welcome. Just to go down while it's moving, I thought would be really cool. And to fly around them. So I got a little bit of that, but it was like trees, and there was nothing else you could pretty much do. I perched it. I did your bump, Doc. I had you in faith there. I did come up to it, roll upside down and bump it.
Doc said go up to PH and train with you.
Where we going, bro? Tell me. That sounds like a road trip for us. What's up? I know you ain't scared.
That'd be a mini lead up to Jude.
Jerry, welcome, brother. Yeah, I know you've been a busy man. Busy man. Fuzzwad, what's up? Hey, Fuzzwad, Josh wanted to get up with you about something. Remember Withrow? With Dieball? I was telling him you stopped in live stream a couple weeks back. So did you get your new build up and running, Fuzzwad, yet? I know you said you were going to build one. Yes, Squish, well, we know you. Like, I tell him about the Apex frame, guys, and that's the Apex frame I have here. He just gets it, and how many packs, maybe? One in a piece, maybe? Just built it up. Awesome, bro. Sounds cool. Are you going to be at Rob's any this year, like at the track? Awesome. You got any footage of it? I'll check out your channel on it. But if you're going to be up there, let me know. Like, that would be cool. Oh, you trying to learn wings now, Jerry? What? This one here it has a stabilizer in it that I take off with, but once I get up in the air, I do put it in full-blown, what I call acro. Just no stabilization at all. But I have one time threw it in acro and launched it, didn't even realize it. Man, that thing took off, rolled over.
Said, I've got the recruit.
Oh, you got that one? Nice. And I was like, oh, shit. And I rolled it back over, and I was like, what did it do that for? And I have to look. I was like, oh, snap. I just threw that thing in acro. I was like, well, that's not that dang hard. And that was when the servos were, I had to pull the horns off of them. If you got that, Jerry, definitely do that. If you haven't done it yet, pop your horns off and then plug in, let your servo center, and then put the horns back on. And it's a world of difference. Mine made a world of difference. I kept flying it like that. And when I put it in acro, I'd have to hold right on it because this flap was doing something over here. And then once I did that, man, that thing just cruised. And it's something that you have to do with the servos. And I knew you had to do it. I just thought that they would have done it, putting them in. Everything quiets up at that point with it. Like, it's like, it's just like everything quiets down. At Rob's Field this year, Fuzzwad, the track. Are you going to be up there any this year? I say this year, but I mean when it warms up and up there flying. Yeah, exactly. I thought they would have, but I guess they didn't. Yes, the DCI, was it the DCI one? Yes, the one you're talking about. It was crazy. Huh? That was really, really cool. He flew with the remote, and then put a guy or dummy in there and flew it, and then actually put the guy in there and flew it. That was crazy to watch in third person. That thing come up, flip like that. It was really sick. All right, sounds cool. That is, man. Can you imagine us going out in our yard and jumping in one of them things?
No, I can't. The way some of you guys fly those, I cannot imagine you all flying yourselves around. No. God,
we need to put that helmet on, boy.
No, we need some nice health insurance with very low deductibles or no deductibles and nice life insurance policies.
I feel like if I got in it, I definitely would want to be in control. I definitely feel like that. But that's the whole idea there. So it definitely can be, manned. And it's coming. It's something we're going to see. And, oh, man. NASCAR is going to have nothing on this. Nothing. These guys climb down in these things, dude. I think I would feel better with like a carbon fiber something over me, and I sit kind of back in it like an Indy car. You know what I mean? You got your view like here, but you're down in something. I don't know. Just that whole open part would scare me. I heard like, yeah, I'm gonna dive this tree and shoot this guy. Woo! It's not like you're just gonna pick that quad up, brush it off, and look and see what's wrong with it. If you survive. No, it would crash with a Chris Tune bomb. It did seem to fly real good. It really did. I was just to man something like that. So when I got into building that what we're gonna call it, the Florian, I looked it up. The guy actually built the full one and was working it with freaking remote control. It was crazy. I said, just the scale of that, to stand there and man something like that, it's just like, holy shit, it's just, that's kind of what I would feel like flying something that huge with remote. It was crazy as hell. All right, Buzzbot, that's what I'm saying. I want to climb in it. He'd be like, okay, I'll get in. I'm going to take you for a ride. I'd be like, turn your transmitter off. How we work this stuff. Just give me a quick rundown. This pedal does what? Okay, we're good. Okay, everybody back off. Might get a little tipsy when we take off, but we'll get it. We'll get the hang of it. Just remember, we'll do it just like our quads, right? We'll just throttle up because we know we have enough cushion to get her back over. The Tyro 89, Mike, I don't know. I had the Tyro 99, well, the Tyro 69, which I would say buy again. 99, well, the Tyro 69, which I would say buy again. The one I give Johnny, I gotta admit, I guess I do fly kind of hard, so I can't really blame it on the quad, but I kind of thought it would take a little more hit than that. So the frame's kind of fragile for my type of flying, but it seemed to be okay. The 89 I've never had, so I'm not sure, but all the ones I've tried, I can't complain about it. I have the Tyro 129 there, and then another one here. Now, this one here had a bad motor just right out the gate. The windings in it, something was wrong with it. So instead of arguing back and forth, with them, I just bought another motor, just waited the whole slow boat thing, and put it on there. But I've had pretty good luck with the Tyros. I think they're really reasonable for the price. You have to definitely pay attention to specs on them. Run exactly what they say run on them. Don't put nothing different. Yeah, I know. I don't listen. I put 6S on mine. It took it, but the components and boards are really, really thin on them, the ESC and all. So just be careful with overpowering it. Kind of make sure with the props or whatever they say, and you'll be good. And then remember, order it after the coronavirus because you don't want that stuff. True Drone Reviews. OG, what's up? OG is king of FPV. No, I would like to be the king. I definitely like one of them ones that flight tests. Oh, dude. If they give us, well, the way the laws are changing, we don't know right now. That's up in the air. But that would be cool if bring it. All right. But that would be cool to be able for them to say you can build one of those. Because I have enough motors here, let's say, to lift my fat ass. I mean, would you guys not agree? Whole bunch of 5-inch motors on it.
What do you think that is? That movie Up?
And this will show you because I crashed and knocked one of these off. I got epoxy them instead of hot glue. Hot glue. So this is what it would look like without the arm. All it is if you guys are familiar with quads, this is the D-Quad Obsession V2, the stretched X one. And all I did was take, I'll show you this. This will bring your mind more around it. Where's it at? I always lose stuff though. I have the top to here. It is. So imagine that on the quad. And that's what it was. Just remove that, and like I said, put the body on it. Put the VTX here. Let me go grab a battery real quick, and I'll plug it in for y'all.
Doc has a good idea. He said you should have put that cam in the driver's seat looking over the hood. Then it would have definitely looked like you were flying. But the challenge technically is for Doc Brown to be flying.
What Doc say?
He said it'd be even better if you to put that camera in the driver's seat.
I thought of that, but after the RC car, I don't know if I was a big fan of it.
Doc Brown to be flying.
Right. So here, I'll plug it in for you. And I'm gonna tell you what, these lights are really bright. Like they really show. You can probably see them shining back over there on Crystal. Like they are super bright. So check this out. I thought I had to put the VTX where you could see like numbers turning just because it is what it is, you know. Camera's not picking up too much on that, but it's legit and flies great, believe it or not. This motor here has a bad bearing, so it's kind of got like the skateboard sound a little bit, just a tad bit, not much, but I know what it is. This was a race quad. This was a race quad, beat the hell and back. So, but yeah, it's pretty sick. I like it.
Doc says fly that go out of front tunnel.
Right? You'll be able to see for sure. But yeah, man, this thing, oh, dude. And Doc, so I got my wing up and running again, right? All I got to do now is adjust the servo things like I was just talking about. So I want to try to fly that. I can put it in stabilization. I don't know. I guess I'll keep it in acro the way I can adjust the whole stabilization. I want to fly it and then get you to come up and perch right where the drone network sticker is. I want you to perch right there, because if you perch there, it still allows me to, you know what I mean? I'll just stay straight. We'll pick a spot and we'll just, you know, you come up, just land real gentle on it, and we'll just keep going. I'll hold off to whatever side, and we're just going to keep moving with it, dude.
I think you're dreaming big.
Dude, you don't think, dude? No, we can do that.
Well, he's like, I'm going to land on
That's
it.
the point, exactly. Not come up and
I like
land
how
it.
you said perch, real gentle.
Catch up here. He said that again better than Chris with the sticks. And then so with the wing, what I do with the wing is I get in trouble with it because I'll start having fun. I'm out there flying. So Tito, I watched him fly wings and goggles, and it's just amazing, dude. He flies so fast. When he turns, he doesn't do the yank and bank thing. I mean, he will, but he does the whole split S. He just rolls over and then brings the wing back around, right? Well, that's what I do too. But I forget to pull back out of the throttle when I come back down like this. And I mean, it really shoves me down. It's a real cool effect though. And go down to the ground and pull back off of it. But I start to have too much fun. I went over her head, not over her head, but up a good bit. And then I wasn't high at all. And I threw that thing over and spun it down like this. I made it. I pulled back around before I hit the ground. But guess what? Obstacles on the ground is not made for wings. It went between a log and a tree. There wasn't enough room.
Doc said, I'm the most gentle one out of the bunch of us. Very true. I'll give you that one. I'm just not sure how much that says.
I hear you, Buzz Wide. You said you slammed her into the ground. A little too cocky. Nah, you give her a good maiden is what you did.
Birdman says, what do you think? We would charge him to build a T-89.
Oh, right, because you have to build that, don't you? I don't know. Get it, send it here. We'll work something out. You know me. I'm a cheap whore. Let's see. I don't know. Like, I'll maybe grab me a couple of 6S packs, and they're cheap too. They're like $20, $22 each. I'll throw a professional build on it for you. Waterproof it for you. Fly it if you want me to.
He said recommend an XM Plus.
Yeah, because you got the jumper, so that's fine.
Squish. Oh God, Squish said, I'm sure for a couple 6S packs he'll build one. And then you said that, and he said, told ya.
Squish knows.
Oh Lord.
I worked that corner.
Hey. But look.
Yeah, or I know.
Doc knows too. Submarine quadded.
Exactly.
Him and that damn conformal coating.
I want to put so bad a crossfire on my freaking submarine because I don't have that yet. I got to get that one up and running. That is my straight up Beta Ho quad. This one right here, the Floss Flow Rider. I actually built the Floss Glide, which is right here. I didn't show nobody that yet.
Not the toes.
I got a couple of it hiding. This actually flies pretty good. I just fell into a dilemma with the Unit 5 Pro Race HVs. Brand new out the box. Terrible. I don't know what's going on with them. But this thing flies pretty dang good. The Glide, I got to admit. Chuck sent me this in. This he changed frames. Well, not changed frames, but went all with the aliens. And he beat her enough, so he sent me this in with a whole box of carbon for it, a whole bunch of arms and everything. So it's pretty solid. I've crashed it. I've seen Withrow destroy these things. I've seen Withrow eat these things for lunch, actually. He'd come down brand new. He's like, yeah, I just built this thing, a couple days ago. Whew. Let me tell you what. I was walking one day to pick my quad up. You hear it. I shared it in a group. You guys remember the ones in our group? You hear, wham, wham, bling, 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 bling. I mean, parts just scattered, dude. He hit so hard it broke the top plate. This one's got a double top plate. Not saying the frame is junk. Don't get me wrong, because it was a hard hit. He hit so hard his arm would just come back and the motor would be like this. It's just like, Jesus God. They take a beat, and I can promise you that. That's like the people that kind of don't see the stuff we do, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," but it flies like that's it. It's just like that way it flies. I'm like, yeah. They're like, just looks like it's missing something. So then you be at the park or whatever, and you fly right, wham, hit something and bounce off the ground. They're like, that thing's pretty adorable, ain't it? I'm like, oh yeah. It depends who's flying it, I guess. But even as good as I fly and like fast and whatnot through stuff and all that, you guys got to watch Squish. Squish does the salsa dance thing, dude. That's fast because when he hits things, there's no remorse. It's fast and hard. I have discovered that. So I told him, I said, when you find your frame that you find, I'm going to get one of them frames. And it just so happens he's liking the Reverb right now. Did you ever get the? You're going to do the Glide, right? You did the Glide, the fat ass one. I say fat ass because it's the heavy duty one. It's got thicker arms and all. He said, I don't ride no bike either. You don't ride a bike, Bob? Why is Bob a biker?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Adam got him there. No, Bob said he thinks he may have forgot how to fly because it's been a minute. I said, it's kind of like riding a bike. He said, he ain't riding a bike either. So Adam threw it out there. It's like porno. That's the one thing you won't forget. No matter how long it's been, you won't forget how to do that.
All right,
in a skirt or out of a skirt.
All right, Fuzzbon. Appreciate you stopping in, though. Appreciate you. In and out. I get you. Get it right. Popcorn? Question mark? Huh? What's that? I gotta remove the camera. That's cool. You're getting into the leader 120s, Mike. I seen before a lot of people were into the leaders. They were really good. They were like one of the must have in your collection quad. That's crazy, Squish. He'll do it for a couple of 6S and frickin' you perk my ears up there. Huh? You say what? This thing has been pretty good for a micro. This is the HDLRC, the parent, the 3-inch one. They have a 2.5-inch one. This thing's been pretty solid though for a little micro. It come through with like some the props were cheap as shit on it, to be honest with you. They actually split the hubs when you tighten down. So I put these Avon, what are they called? I forget what they're called. The ones they call them. But these things are real nice. Like this thing is like really cool to fly. I know it looks really super thin and it does move. But I've crashed it pretty hard and so far, knock on wood, it hasn't broke. But I got the so the VTX was in it. That was kind of bummy, I guess I could say. So I put the TBS Nano into it. The TBS Nano and all, I haven't had no problems with. The Unify Race HV, the Pro, this sucks for some reason. Love my drone, Ed. Welcome. This is one messed up. But yeah.
Said TBS is the best.
Well, that all depends on TBS one you got. The Evo 3, you got what you got the 800 one, so you got that Evo thing. Yes. I think it's just the 200 milliwatts, to be honest with you. But it just seems like something in the new ones, and then beta 4.1 with smart audio. Nope. It sucks. Because if you got it, you got to know what smart audio version you have, 2.0 or 2.1 or something. And then Eric was telling me eDrone, it's like a 2.1 or something. You got to do like totally different stuff to the VTX table.
You sound like you have a sock in your mouth.
I sound like what? A sock in my mouth? No one else said it, Ed. I think it's your ears. Ed, you have to take the sock from over your head. That's what it is. Unify Pro. You ain't using but you're not using the Race. You're using the other ones. Okay, the Pro 32. That's what it is. But Doc's got the 800 one.
I think it's Ed's ears.
I was gonna say, come on, don't tell me it's been all. Thank you guys. It's Ed's ears. He's like this, and then the one ear's pointing down. The cat's probably on his shoulder, leaned against this one. The 800 milliwatts do good too. Yeah, that's what I said. And Doc does do real good video. Really good. I don't know. All of a sudden, it's like it just like started haunting me. I'd go out here and you remember that, Doc, at the water thing. Remember the slides? I went on the other side of that slide, man. That reverb just said no. I was like, let's find the light switch here. Okay. I got video back. We're good. But it does. It sucked. So then Josh is like, tried the Immersion RC Tramp HV, and I'm like, you know, Josh, I was like, he's like, no, seriously, I use them and I've had good results. I'm like, cool beans. He's like, buy them, and if you don't like them, even after installing them, I'll give your money back. I was like, I gotta try that. Like, you know, it's legit. I like it. It works very well. 600 milliwatts, and I'll tell you the reason why I went with them too. It makes sense. I know me makes sense, but anyway, you guys know what I mean. This is what made me go with the Tramp also. So I had this already laying around, and if you guys don't know what this is, so on my quad I showed you earlier, I'll show the ones that just came in. I have a wire here. See this? It's just kind of, you know how your camera wire hangs off your camera? Think of that. I plug in a little chip to it, and then I work it with the wand. So instead of going into the smart audio, we turn that on, and then I can tell it what frequency, channel, and everything I want, and zap it, and it reads it off of that to the VTX. Now, if you don't have the wand, it sucks because the wand's $50. But now, so me having the trouble with the smart audio, when I go fly, it'd be like, what channel? I'm like, hang on. My goggles in. Okay, this and that, it's milliwatt. Well, when the smart audio went retarded, that's when everything seemed like all my video issues started happening to me. So now I don't even give a shit about Betaflight smart audio. That's my smart audio right there. And I don't have to worry about this being on my quad getting damaged or anything. I plug it in, zap it, plug the quad in, let it read it, unplug the quad, unplug this, throw it back in my bag, and the wand. We have to get Chris some Blue Chew. No. Chris ain't doing no chew. That's what I think it is. No, I use the cheap ones, Joe. The Unify Race HV, and I say cheap, but $25. I went away with all the Chinese ones when I started hanging out with everybody because they were blasting them. Now I'm a blaster asses. They kill me anymore. But that's why I went with the TBS, and I got a lot of them in a lot of these rigs here. So now Tramp is my thing. Crossfire, so it's getting there. Chris Riley, what's up, brother? I think it's erectile dysfunctions. I don't have that problem.
No, they're talking about my damn shirt.
Oh, yeah, it is that she sponsors for them. Trance outfitting. I know, right? I'm loving those trance. Like, dude, your wife's right there. She's cool with me in the trance. She buys me trance. Can't beat that.
I did.
$30 for a tramp. Think about it that way. And you can turn her up or down and change her channel.
I'm gonna change Doc's channel.
Why?
It's fucking United Supply.
No, Dot.
Klein Tools is all I'm gonna tell you,
Awesome,
Doc.
Chris. Sounds good.
Did United swap that out for you?
Did he say he's gonna try it?
I know he said he's gonna bring it back. I'm waiting to see the damn thing come in. I'm gonna be like, yep.
Yeah, I don't know what that top printer's doing, but isn't that doing something?
Although they did tell me that there was a guy in Easton who
Stop this
stopped
crap.
by with a tool that he hadn't bought it from there, and they needed to know how to do the billing and everything.
Is that you, Doc? Did you go to the Easton store? Go in there and be like, Crystal sent me in.
Oh, wait a minute. He said it was him, and they wouldn't do it in Easton. And I told Dave Moore how to do that. Stupid.
Oh, I'm dying. That so was Doc. That's funny as hell. Jim, welcome. That's
I know
hilarious,
Dave's
bro.
an idiot, but Dave's also like 80 years old.
He's a Dave's an idiot.
Jesus.
Fucking too funny. She's like, yeah, dude just brought a fucking thing in and fucking. He's super slow. That's okay.
He is.
Reaper in the house. What up? What up? Jeremiah. Alvin in the house. Welcome.
And wait till I call him on Monday and tell him that the guy he refused to swap the Klein tool out for was a friend of mine.
No, it was my
He's
brother.
going to be extremely apologetic. Oh, please tell him to come back in, Miss Crystal. Please, please tell him to come back in.
He's like, that was my brother, man. I sat here with that thing. Are you serious?
I know he needs to retire.
I don't remember which one. I unplugged this machine. Watch me unplug the wrong one. He needs to retire.
He does.
He needs to retire. That's hilarious. Hey, bro, you need to retire.
He said, don't worry about it. I'll go to Salisbury and do it. It's where you should have gone in the first place.
And come see
And it would
Crystal.
have already been done. But no. Doc's got to be hard-headed. Doc doesn't listen. Or he'd already had that tool swapped out.
Go in there and be like, Crystal said I'm coming and swapping this shit, damn it.
Look, go to the counter, see Jamie. It'll be done and over. End of discussion. If she has any questions, tell her to call.
He said I'll never go to the Ed in Salisbury. Hater.
I know, right?
But you wear that ED hat.
Keeps his head warm.
He said he never goes to ED in Salisbury. He's not been in there.
He's been in there to Nate. Ain't been into my side. Been into Nate, though. I see.
He knows. He knows how to duck you.
Show the love.
He's smart. Smart man. Okay, I'm back on the PC now. Cool beans.
Jim's hopping. Phone, laptop, PC, whatever he can get on.
Well, actually, it's 8 o'clock, and Crystal does have some news, right?
Me? News? Huh? What?
I know you got news. You already told me you do. Nate has what I need.
Oh, Lord. Nate was in on Wednesday. Picking on me.
Man, I wish they'd turn around with be selling some RC stuff like silicone
We're
wire.
working on it.
Yeah.
We are discussing it.
I keep hearing that.
Oh, shut up.
That's
This
all
shit
right.
takes time.
Hey, we know, Doc, we know ED ain't going to beat the Amazon price anyway. That box that I get, you know ED's going to want like 30 for it. It's only like 18 on Amazon. Right? Erectile dysfunction.
Nuh-uh. I just like having its name on my shirt.
See, Doc's up by a 500-foot roll. That's what I'm trying to say. I tried to tell Nate before, I'm like, man, you need that silicone wire. That's what we use. I got a lot of chamfering to do, Doc. Look at that. Alien arms for days. What?
Just on my thingy, Mahuji. What's that?
You need to find your thingamahoochie.
Yeah, my thingy, Mahuji.
Lost your sock, too.
I know.
News.
That thingy.
News.
So, guys, In drone news, drones get the lights back on faster for Florida communities. One of the most dangerous and unpleasant effects of extreme weather is the loss of power across large areas. Florida Power and Light is accustomed to this problem, and they're finding new ways to deal with it. This power company has received an FAA waiver to fly beyond the visual line of sight and use the drones to quickly identify any downed lines. It's great use for drone technology and one that can have a positive impact on communities across Florida. Last week, WPTV News Channel 5 reported how Florida Power and Light is using Percepto Drone in a Box, DIB, daily at its Next Generation Clean Energy Center in Martin County as part of its Aerial Intelligence Response Program. The report highlights how Percepto Sparrow drones are online 24/7 and ready to fly at a moment's notice. Under this new FAA waiver allowing for flight 2 miles beyond visual line of sight, the FAA has given the FPL a waiver to fly the drones much farther than they had before. The drones were tested at a Florida International University's wind tunnel at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour to ensure that they can help speed up restoration after a storm by identifying what electrical poles are down and what crews and equipment is needed. Can you imagine putting one of our drones through a 150-mile-an-hour wind tunnel? I don't think it lasts very long. In other news, fast-flying micro drones will take to the indoor skies at the National Museum of U.S. Air Force Saturday, racing at high speeds within the museum's second building for all to see. Registered drone pilots will begin practicing at 9 a.m. and then race in a series of 2-minute heats with 4 drones in each heat from about 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Spectators will be able to watch the race along the course as well as from a large screen that will show the drone's perspective as they are racing, the museum said in a statement. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., visitors will also be able to experience flying a drone with the computer-based simulators from the Air Force Research Lab, the museum's educational division, and Drone Racing League, a global professional drone racing circuit. Visitors can then fly a real drone in 2 designated areas. In a release announcing the event, the museum emphasized that drone pilots in the race have pre-registered to participate and registration has closed. Also, the flying of small unmanned aerial systems on museum grounds remains prohibited, the museum said. This includes drones and model remote control aircraft. Guess that means we can't take any extra toys or go play, but you can go watch. That is a good thing. And considering it is the world's largest military aviation museum, it does draw a lot of attention, good attention for drones right now. You guys will enjoy this one. In other news, DJI uses a cotton swab to fight against coronavirus. Yes, I said DJI is using a cotton swab to fight against the coronavirus. DJI engineers have managed to find a simple solution to a problem involving its DJI Mavic 2 Enterprise dual drone. Cotton swabs have allowed the accuracy of the thermal imaging cameras to improve, allowing for the detection of those with the coronavirus. DJI has recognized and realized that there was an issue and knew that this drone could give inaccurate readings of up to 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. The engineers went to work on the problem and came up with a simple solution 3 days later. They found that by attaching the cotton swab to the gimbal within the view of the camera, lowered the margin of error to just 0.5 degrees Celsius. DJI told Abacus News that this was only an emergency solution, and it is recommended that actual medical equipment is used. DJI is also looking into other ways its drones and cameras can be used to fight against the coronavirus, since, as the recent $1.5 million pledge DJI made to fighting against the coronavirus with its DJI Argus drones. DJI have been present throughout the entire coronavirus outbreak, with various farmers using drones to spray disinfectant over the villages, as well as police drones yelling at people, remember when I brought you that news, spotted on the street to go back inside and wear a mask. Yes, you heard it. DJI jabbed a cotton swab into the gimbal within view of the camera and called that an emergency solution. How far are they seriously stooping at this point?
That's funny. She was telling me about that. Stick a Q-tip in it.
Come on, guys. How many of y'all want your stuff accurate? Stick a Q-tip in it. You didn't spend all that money to have to stick a Q-tip in it.
I'll make y'all hungry.
And in the other
Stick a
news,
Q-tip in it. Fixes all, cures everything. Okay, there he is.
I do believe that may be a type of either
Right
camera
time.
system. Ed,
For technology.
Ed said, "What the hell is that on top?"
Ed, that is the Lumex, the light.
Ed said, "Oh, that's the incineration device." Very true, Ed. Very true.
That
Great, Simon, so much for technology.
That appears when you stick the Q-tip in too far.
In other news, drones are flying beneath the ground in Japan. And here's why. You may think of a drone as a machine that ordinarily flies high in the sky, but in Japan, they're being flown beneath the ground too. Tokyo Metro, which operates much of the capital city's sprawling subway network, is using the technology to inspect the upper sections of train tunnels, Japan News reported this week. Instead of using scaffolding and elevating platforms that take time to set up, the drones can easily fly right up into the vents and other parts of the tunnel, sending a live video feed to the nearby operator. High-resolution still images are also captured for later analysis. The remote-controlled, custom-built copter is enclosed in a spherical 22 centimeter diameter plastic cage to protect it from occasional knocks as it flies around inspecting the tunnels. Weighing 2.5 pounds, the machine is a shade heavier than DJI's Mavic 2 Pro quadcopter. A demonstration of the system shows the operator skillfully flying the drone with the machine's smaller size, enabling it to slip between pillars and through the gaps in the concrete as it searches for issues such as the structural irregularities or water leaks. Although a visual inspection from the ground is sometimes enough to determine whether there's a problem that needs to be addressed, Often it's difficult to tell for sure, in which case scaffolding needs to be constructed or a works vehicle with an elevating platform deployed for a closer look. The drone is much quicker to set up and more cost effective than other traditional methods and is able to gather much more detailed data in a short period of time. As Japan News noted, Tokyo Metro's 9 subway lines cover 121 miles, with 85% of the track running through tunnels. The drones are currently being used only on one of the city's subway lines, but the plan is to deploy them on all 10 of its lines before the end of this year. If you're in Tokyo, you may see one of those in the subway.
I'm gonna think it's a ball. I'm gonna hit it.
Never fear. It's just making sure the architecture is still safe for you to be underground as well. Remember,
they're spying on you.
The ground shakes over there as well. Yes, instead of the submarine quad, we got a subterranean quad. I told you guys, I'm always trying to bring you the new and unique style news. Everything from police drones yelling at you to go back inside and put your mask on to now having to adapt to your quad with a Q-tip. Who knows what's next? You'll have to stay tuned.
Not to mention the drone that come up robbed the guy at the time, remember?
I did bring you that one as well.
Put your money in the bag.
It happens, guys. Unfortunately, I will bring you the good, the bad, and the ugly, unfortunately. Oh, look. Doc wants to know when we're going to the Military Air Museum to rip. Ooh.
I'm ready.
Look, it said, do not. You heard that. It said, do not. I know that went in one ear and out the other. You saw that as a direct challenge.
Welcome.
What's up, Double A? Yeah, you never know.
I hear a dude, the not part just doesn't kick in.
Doc said, what? I can't hear you.
I'm ready.
See, you can't hear him either. Sorry. The mic must be messing up or something. I know Ed said Chris had a sock in his mouth earlier, so.
Now it's Subway. WRC, homie.
No, homie Paul, it's not Wednesday, babe. It's Friday. Friday. Right. Sure, Ed. There you go. Take them inside the Smithsonian Institute and let them fly in there.
I'd love to go down the dragon's ass or the dinosaur's ass come out of his backbone. Hey, hold on, don't. We got little guys for that. That's what these are for. We don't have to go in there and break shit with a 5-inch. I wouldn't break nothing, just saying.
Can you guarantee that?
Uh-huh. Might break my quad.
Yep, homie, you're just in time for the protocols.
I know, you guys, they made me get rid of that transmitter and all the protocols. What the hell, homie? Homie remembers the good days.
Oh, Lord, you used to sit here and torture those guys with that.
Let's go, bro. I'm ready. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Shit, I'm ready to get a police record. Arrested for flying somewhere. That's like a freaking patch.
Now, look, if you're going to do a wall tap at the Smithsonian, it's got to be a sticker wall tap. That's all there is to it.
Hey, we're on to that, too.
Right, Jim? It's Friday. You're actually not already headed off to bed. because you're actually off tomorrow. But you know, I kind of like understand that, but at the same time, it's like you're like, because your body is still used to
That sucks.
that
Chris.
period.
They kicked,
Kenny, welcome, babe.
they kicked Chris off the Velocodrome. I mean, liftoff page because he posted his Velocodrome woodpecker. Well, now you need to show him your pecker then.
Oh Lord,
Kenny, welcome. Hey.
Kenny, you don't know what you just walked into, did you? He's like, say what?
But it'd be fun to go in places for say like that and fly. There is what was it? That's the one you're talking about, right? The military where they have the race at inside. Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
The museum, yeah. That would be cool. I gotta admit.
No, it says do not fly on the museum grounds.
Well, why? I mean,
Why? Because it is prohibited, not permitted. Prohibited.
that word I do get very mixed up because I'm dyslexic. So when I see pro,
No.
that's all I need to see. Because you know what I mean? I just see pro and I'm like, okay, permission. That's what. Yeah. See, and I didn't
That's
finish school.
permission.
No permission. I didn't finish school. That means the pro there gave you permission.
I'm not flying. My drone is flying.
Absolutely.
Oh God.
Absolutely.
Right, Kenny? A bunch of pecker talk apparently.
If you guys don't know, the Dougal Woodpecker is the Chernobyl radio tower. And Chris went on Velocodrome and created one. It was on liftoff first, and Chris went there and made his own version of it. Did a great job at it also. Check out his channel. Really, really cool. So he said they kicked him off when he shared it. Haters.
All right, homie Paul. What's for dinner tonight this time? I know you got
I don't even know.
a dash of some special brown sauce that's been added to it.
Did he shat himself? Like, what are you trying to say here?
No, it's got
He doesn't-
sauce that's in the refrigerator
He doesn't
that
shat.
he loves me to say.
He doesn't shat himself that much. He doesn't have to duck his squads. They were the days. I remember
Poor homie.
them two. We had
He was
the
always ducking his squads.
Was he?
Heath is a
Ducking,
dive
man.
bomber. He needs to stick with the RCs on the ground.
Homie probably used to do the turtle and the head and the turtle thing. Okay, we're good. I swear he was aiming for you. That's my word. Somebody need to die. Yeah, remember I did a video.
A lot of people need to die.
He said that'd be good if I died.
A memorial for Doc. No, babe, I've got many, many, many more pictures.
Dang, sounds
Poor
good.
Kenny's waiting to see green grass again.
There's his brown. He said he had brown gravy in it. He said, obviously, this is the Great White North. Absolutely, Kenny. You just can't get rid of it, can you? They said,
It's starting to melt. It's warming up.
where was it at? Somewheres they're getting what they call a fire hose effect from the snow. And it's because the wind blows it like all up, and it kind of like creates like the freaking, it was weird. The dude was like up to his knees in that shit. I forget where it was. It was called the fire hose effect. It's so crazy there. David. Smith, welcome.
Going to Philippines next Tuesday
That's
for
right.
6 months.
March is here now, huh?
Yep.
So you enjoy your time over here, you miss over there, or vice versa?
Well, he's got a nice split if you think about it.
Yeah, snow drifts, right, and it's kind of like right the way it kind of scatters around like a fire hose. They call it. It's pretty cool. Well, not cool, but don't worry, Kenny. What you got? I say
No,
3
you're not
more
going to
weeks.
eat Nell. Nell should know you're not going to eat her. Although that does sound amazing.
He's just so hungry. Nell's getting worried. Nell runs and hides. You know things are getting scary.
Right? Look, Kenny's rubbing it in. 3 more weeks before he's off to Mexico again.
Dang.
Yep, because
yeah,
of the fields.
And Cambridge, y'all do get a good bit of snow up there, don't you? Next time you get some good snow, let me know. I want to come fly.
We're not going to be able to get up there when he's got 6-foot snow drifts. No, we're not.
We will get through it.
No, we won't.
Trust me.
Don't let him know when it
Hold my
snows.
coffee.
No, hell no, I'm not holding your coffee. No, Meatball. You're not eating the bunnies.
Oh, Chris, that is what? That's awesome. So Nurk contact you. Now that goes to show you what kind of person Nurk is right there. Because yeah, he's
Night, Simon.
He's one of the bigger guys, and he took the time to actually watch your video and comment on it and let you know, dude. That's crazy. Well, in your Facebook message, but that's cool. Nice, Simon. Be good.
Doc said, if you can get down the lane, good luck. No, you don't understand. Chris will park at the end of the lane and hike.
I'm like, Doc, come get me, bro, in that Toyota, because you say how great it is. I know it's got to be able to drive in 6-foot snow. This guy's Toyota looked like Donkey Kong kicked him.
And keeps on going with no issues.
His freaking hood buckle, the fender just looks like, I don't even know. He's like, screw you, and just keeps driving that damn thing.
Night, Reaper.
Night, Jeremiah. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh.
If that Toyota can make it, that Magnum definitely can.
Ed, do not encourage him.
Night trains and lurking.
You back there peeking? Birdman's finally drinking a real dew.
What?
A while ago, he had a
Nice.
Pepsi, so I didn't say anything, but I caught that in chat. You kind of shocked me with that Pepsi comment. But at least now you have the real dew. Unfortunately, mine's empty. I gotta go get a refill. Night train. Back there lurking. You a bushwhacker tonight? I'm sure we got a few. Hi, bushwhackers.
That's okay. They still want to watch. That's cool. Appreciate you watching. Not being funny neither. I really do.
When it snows, you'll be able to follow the wabbits wax. You leave the wabbits alone.
Yeah, homie. We will send you food before you eat the bunnies.
It might just take a little while to get there. Mike says, just chilling. I understand that. That's what I was doing the other night. It was just like, okay, kicked back on the couch, just chilling. Then last night I kicked back on the couch. Chris came out to ask me what I was doing, and I was.
What you doing? Hey.
I said, oops, sorry. He said, nah, that's all good.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
See, Jim's back there. Did Mike? Homie Paul, you better quit. Ah, look. looked. I didn't even have to move. See, Birdman, that's what you call delivery. A nice cold dew delivered.
See?
That's because you want to sit in it. Okay, you got coffee.
I got coffee. Cleveland Lavin. He's crazy.
Him loves him rabbits. No. No, we're not even having that discussion. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that, but
Have a nice cold beer myself.
yeah, you go right ahead with that, Ed.
How do you do that, Ed?
He's hertical.
Vertical, yeah.
Well, Ed's
A
got
straw. I know how you do it. That's how you do it.
Ed's got body English polished. Okay, he can move with it, lean with it. So it's all
Right.
good.
You just throw yourself up to the upright position real quick and just set it back down.
Now, see, I want to know how Alfredo is tonight.
That's Crystal's cold beer. You think about it, or cold dew.
This girl at work asked me, she says, so how many dews do you drink a day? All I drink is dew and coffee, so I don't know.
What makes it seem to happen a lot? Straight levels for me. Hang on, Alvin.
Now, your cat is not lazy. Right, Kenny? He needs to train Alfredo to get them. Fetch. But see, he's got to learn to treat Alfredo a little bit better with treats. And then Alfredo might learn to fetch easier. It's called bribery, and it's the same shit you have to do with kids.
8.5 inches, Alvin, with the buck to the buckle. I'll say 8 3/4 to the end of the buckle. 8 3/4
Snap.
of an inch. Huh? Oh. I'm ready.
We're not talking about the rabbit. We're talking about
No
Alfredo
problem, Al.
fetching you a beer. Oh my God, Ed's going off on a different path. I have 2 cats here. Neither one of them ever tried to eat either rabbit.
He owns them.
Yeah. You think Alfredo's lazy? Get a bunny. Alfredo will no longer be lazy.
Our one cat, the oldest one, she'll come running down the hall trying to get away from him.
He's right behind her. I mean, literally right on her tail.
She's got those claws dug in. He's like right there with her. He could pass her anytime or nail her. Because that's what bunnies do, run up, hit with their head. He can bump her anytime. Dang, Rick, 3 inches too long. I hear you.
Every inch counts, Alvin. Mm. You didn't tell Alvin what you were looking at with the truck.
What?
Upgrading the drive shaft. On
Oh,
the
yeah,
Lucy.
on that Losi stadium truck, the XXT. I'm going to put the steel diff into it and get the casings and all and get away from the RC Crazy, Eric, what's up? And get away from that
Eric.
stock diff because that that stadium truck is the brushless version one with the Novak system and all into it, so I think it needs an upgrade. I hear you, Chris. I got 3 Apexes that I run now. I got them all up and running today. I got the VTX put in 2 new VTXs put in 2 of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and test them tomorrow, hopefully. Got 10 6S batteries coming Monday. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting my game ready. I got a Hall gimbal. My gimbal on my transmitter. I noticed. I really can't say I noticed it on the 5-inch, but when I flew the Whoop,
what's up, lady?
Tiff, welcome. When I flew the Whoop, I noticed it would yaw around some, right? And because I'm giving Thomas one back here, and I told him it yawed around a little bit, but it's more likely it was my gimbal, my throttle side on my transmitter. So when I hook it to the simulator, and you gotta, calibrate your sticks. When I moved my stick, it has like a dot there. It shows you your stick moves up and down. When I moved my stick up, mine would like wobble and go to the top. It was weird. And then if you yaw it over, it wouldn't go way over. So I ended up getting a new Hall gimbal in, and I'm gonna replace it. And it's real janky. Like, it doesn't even feel like a Hall gimbal.
Huckleberry said, that's cool. Got back. You're talking about RCs. I'm building a Basher monster trucky as we speak. As a matter of fact, just got my center diff in the mailbox right now.
Nice.
See, that's the thing. A lot of different channels think it's some type of competition or some type of hate between flying and the ground game.
It's not.
Here, it's not. Why
like
hate? It's all remote control, period. I don't care if you call it a transmitter. I don't care if you call it a remote control. I don't care what you call it. You still have it in your hand and it still controls. Period. It's all about the love of the hobby. Exactly. Land, sea, and air. We've got it all right here. I mean, that technically is Chris's, but every time he takes it out, he loses control because it becomes mine.
And I got the drift car, and then, like I said, that stadium truck, the XXT, low C, and then I am building another one. Axiomatic gave me an ESC and a motor for it. I'm still working on that, believe it or not. I slowly do it. Putting a motor in that. So I was when you just say it, Doc, when some say nitro, dude, LiPo will whoop nitro's ass nowadays. Trust me. I used to do the whole nitro thing. It's a nitro stampede. That thing was a beast. But I'm gonna tell you what, a 2S LiPo, man, on that Chris knows the truck you give me, Chris, that freaking Revo, dude. Oh my God, that thing is on crack with the motor that's in it. I got to get some suspension parts for that. That's why you haven't seen me run it.
So it's a Hitachi on a remote control.
I hit a curb with that thing. I'll show it to you. I hit a curb with that thing, dude, and it was over with.
But honestly,
it's all
about having fun.
FPV, and you see the lens there. It didn't work out real well, and I just need some suspension parts for it. So if you guys got any E-Revo 1/18 scale E-Revo parts laying around, hit me up. If you got them, I'll give you whatever you want for them or whatever. It needs suspension too. The suspension shot on this thing. This is why it drove the way it did. All it needs is the suspension worked up on it, and this thing is sick. It's got the 1/10 scale Castle Mamba motor into it. It is one fast mofo. Doc, you think that car you said's quick? That's why when you said to me about the car, you're like, shit. He said that thing ain't quick. It's not. This is quick. This thing on the ground, and it takes 2 batteries. You could put 3S on this thing. Dude, this thing is sick on 3S. 2S, you're fine with. But I got to get some parts for it, axles and things like that. So I might just slowly buy things and throw them in the box and then build it all up, because I definitely want to get it back up and running. It's definitely a nice truck.
Yeah, Chris, you probably did see a video of Chris chasing a car around. It's actually one of Chris's RCs, and we took it down to the racetrack, and the guys were having fun driving it, and flying around it and everything. So
Eric actually bought one. Doc, after that day, he bought freaking some 3D printed parts. Nah, I'm gonna have to have good parts for the way I drive this thing.
y'all think he's rough flying?
I'm bad on the ground, dude. I would just freaking give it to it. They
Chris
know.
said, didn't I send you spare parts for it?
Yeah, but unfortunately, Chris, every part that I broke.
He said CNC cut parts.
Yes.
You won't be able to break those.
They will work well. I know a guy's got a CNC machine actually.
Jim said 3S would be crazy on that.
Jim,
Bob's got a vintage Traxxas Nitro Sport coming soon.
there you go, Bob. That's a nice one. That Revo, guys, I'm kid you not. I'm not just saying that because it's mine. Chris will tell you. Chris put dual wheels on that bitch. It was still badass. That thing is unbelievable. So the mud, right? I put my quad in front of it one day. It actually ruined my motors on my quad. So my quad had the camera on it. I set that down in the mud puddle. Now that thing, if you're doing mud hops with it, where you put it down in the mud, badass. That thing, you go full throttle. I mean, it just wheels. That bad suspension means nothing at that point. You know, before it broke the axle and stuff. That thing, man, would throw rooster tail 6-7 feet high. I kid you not.
And Jim, you already know RCs are definitely a family activity that
Cool, homie,
everybody
drop the
can
link.
enjoy.
To find one
So
of them for parts. Cool, homie. I will. I definitely check it out. That's probably the best bet, buy something like that for parts, because I keep running the shit out of it. It's just so fast. And Axiomatic was telling me, you know, you could go into it and take it down. Okay.
I'll just leave that sitting there.
Yeah, just leave it there. Cool beans. I'll check it out. That's the thing, Chris, because the suspension on it, and then not to mention the motor on it. So Axiomatic was saying you can go in and dial it down. You can actually go and tune them things down, and that's probably what'll get done once I get it all set up. Get the suspension right on it. You get the suspension right on it, that's going to make a world of difference. It's too floppy, so as soon as you just nail it, it just kind of wants to suck to the ground, and then when you let off of it, it kind of wants to pop back up, and you turn, and then it just rolls at that point. But you know, Chris Riley's the one who hooked me up with that thing. That thing is mean. I mean, mean as in it would do a backflip as soon as you throttle it. It would just.
Well, Chris said the Revo was too fast for him to control.
And that's me when it comes to the ground cars. I like, or trucks or whatever, I like to have the speed, but the control as well. Now, that stadium truck, that low seat, that thing's nice. You could throttle that thing up, man. That thing will rip ass with that Novak brushless motor and get some good speed. And when you let off of it, turn, it doesn't want to just tumble and wobble because, you know, the wider wheelbase and then the way the suspension works on it.
Homie Paul said that's the same
her in the
car
forehead,
that
Jim.
he bought for Jim's kid.
Oh, okay.
I've got the link up there, so we're definitely going
I
to
got you.
get to that. Chris said I have a rock crawler I like, even it's fast, but I can control it.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole thing. You have to have the control over them. That's what Raz was. Raz got one of them. I think it was a low C. It's a badass little truck. He put the rear into it. It was a posi. That's the thing with the whole low C truck. I could go in there and just really like epoxy the thing together. I did, but I didn't put enough in there. And I didn't like it after that anyway. It lost its free roll. It didn't just move it off.
Birdman wants to know if you still have the nitro.
Birdman, I do, and I'm putting electric into it. I have a Validian motor, an ESC.
Tim,
I still have the motor
Tim,
on for
we
it.
have a rule here.
Tim,
I'm going to have to fill you in, my dear.
never late.
You are never late as long as we are live. We don't care if you popping in at the last second as we're popping off. You are never late as long as we are live. So no need to apologize.
It's yours, Doc. Let me go grab it. I think I'll be right there.
I don't know where he went now. I guess he went to look for something. Exactly.
Here you go, Doc. And I got the exhaust header and all for it, and I have a box of heads, pistons, everything. Thing's got some compression. This is just the Pro Point 15. This little thing, boy, I'm gonna tell you what, badass. My truck moved on this thing. But yeah, it's yours. You want it? Build a quad with it. All you have to do is it's just the belt driven part with the
Kenny
quad.
said, speaking of popping, I'm having Pringles.
Damn, he said 3 more. I don't have enough to build probably 3 more motors. I don't know. I have to find that box. Next time we meet up, I'll have that for you, and I might have the box of parts if I can find them. They're like a fishing tackle thing, and it's just like heads, pistons. Yep, Mike, exactly what it is. That little thing was a screamer, dude. RC boys, they were my people. I was buying motors weekly from them.
Yes, they were.
Right? Put it on 14-inch quad. So, hey, Doc, listen. You don't need 3 more motors, bro. I got the mine here.
Oh, God.
Oh, I do.
Oh, God.
I just never wanted to do it. But it's easy. Very, very easy. All belts, bro. So you get it, the motor's over. The belt goes around them, comes around. Trust me, all pulley system is all that turns them. Look up one of the Nitro quads and you'll see exactly how it's set up, what I'm talking about. That thing is definitely enough to turn 4 motor, well, I say motors, but propellers with pulleys on them, no problem. You turn 8 with no problem with that. That bitch screams right there. Believe me. That would be crazy. 4 dude all running in the same crispiness. I mean, everything tuned when you throttled are all perfectly balanced. Oh my God.
Night Train.
That'll be sick.
It is easier to keep up on chat if you're on the live chat instead of the chop chat, baby. But don't feel bad because I've done the exact same thing many, many, many times. They're like, what the hell is going on? They're not talking about anything that's like popping up here. Why?
Actually,
I'm confused.
Kenny, actually, yeah, I still will take that GoPro, believe it or not, because I did smash mine. And I did use that in my wing. I got it set right
That's
here.
a sore subject.
The lens, I knocked the lens out of mine.
The very first GoPro that he ever got, I bought.
I hear you, Chris, the irrigator.
And I dared him to fly it in a quad forever. You guys remember that. The ones of you who had been around forever. You guys remember me not allowing him to fly a GoPro. Well, it happens to have been a while now, but yeah.
Does that top chat, live chat really do anything though?
At times.
I was gonna say because I really haven't
At
seen
times
too
you'll
much,
miss
does it?
comments. Yeah.
Okay, on it. I got you.
And you'll be sitting there and like the person will be interacting with chat and then it'll be like, what the hell are they talking about? That's not here. And if you switch it, it'll fill things
And Doc,
in.
that motor, dude, easy to put in anything and work it. Like it works off
Hey,
the servo.
Jack.
I know you know all this, but Jack, what's up? I know you know all this, but it's so easy, dude, to hook out on the servo and work the throttle and all. Trust me. I had a million ideas to do with it. My first one idea was to turn it backwards on the truck, kind of what Chris Riley said. But I was going to put a prop on it and let the wheel stay on the truck and then just throttle up and that prop spin and push the truck. But then I'm like, nah, I'm going to turn it electric. I got this right
No,
here.
Mike, I think at times it switches on its own because
That's
I
shit.
very rarely, I honestly never really interact on Top Chat. And at times mine's on there. So I think it honestly switches on its own.
So this is what I was going to put on there. And then Axiomatic's like, nah. He's like, you need something better than that. So he sent me this in, and he tuned it already for a light bell and everything. this thing's gonna be badass in that nitro. This is gonna replace the nitro motor. And Alvin sent me in the prints. I appreciate that, Alvin. That helped so much. You don't know. And I can print everything to go inside that truck to turn it into electric. Now it is only rear-wheel drive, so it is going to be a wheelie stander. So, but it all can be turned down, you know, programmed and all that too. So that's a good thing. But yeah, this thing's going to be a beast in there. I can't wait to get it in. I got it almost all set up. I'm just waiting to more or less get some PETG. I'll call it Pet G. I love Indigo. When he called it Pet G, dude, I about died. I love, not making fun of him neither. I love hearing how, because I call it criticism, whatever you want to call it.
Well, Chuck nicknamed it criticisms.
Out of words, right? When Indigo said that last night.
He makes his own word.
I was like, Pet G. I was like, oh, PETG. Check it out. Right. Pet G. Gotcha. But that is some strong stuff. He's not bullshitting there. Withstands heat way better than PLA and everything. So that's what I want to get in and then finish this up, put this in the Stampede. And it's going to be pretty sick. I can't wait to do it.
Nitran said back in the day I ran a 14
for sure.
electric motor with 52 to 13 teeth ratio, I think. But we ran rechargeable C cells in chain.
Dang.
Nitran, you're telling your age now. I think you meant to write some 10 years ago, not some 30 years ago.
22.
Oh, man.
Wow. 70 million at 22. Wow. Awesome.
Life changing.
Awesome.
Now, at my age, hitting the lottery, it would still be life-changing, but at least I'm a lot wiser now than what I was when I was 22.
But yeah, definitely LiPo versus Nitro for me. For one, Nitro, 35 to 38 bucks a gallon when I was messing with it. You might as well go build a race car for that.
You know, doesn't that sound crazy when you think about it? 30 years ago, 1991. That doesn't sound that long ago, but it really is.
Kenny said I'd be dead. 5 years for 170 million. Man, that would, oh my God, wow. That's what I thought, Chris. The man who refused to die. What's up?
What's up? Welcome.
Yeah,
Chris. Nitro airplane motor in the back of a truck. Yeah, once you get it going, it's kind of hard to get it stopped.
I could definitely see that. And that's, you know, I factored all that in, like stopping it, and because, well, you could keep the rear in it and with the reverse kind of with it, but it's not like my transmission on the Traxxas has that little disc kind of the brake thing, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Very true, homie Paul. Very true.
We have spoken. Patch. I'm lost on the patch, I ain't gonna lie. It has been a long while because I'm lost on the patch.
Patch is what's throwing me off.
Yup, Alvin, you see that too? Let me go drink that. They definitely do. It's because the lifestyle, man, it changes you forever. Oh, we're not worried. You're welcome. Like, no problem.
No, you're just picking my brain now.
Like a trivia.
Ah, the political talking panel show.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Crystal probably remember more than I would.
Gotcha. It has been a while, though. Yep. We came to his channel when he first started his channel.
Okay, I got you.
Way back.
Well, cool beans. We appreciate you stopping in for sure.
Good to see you again.
Indeed. Glad you said before you got sick, so hopefully you've gotten better.
Very, very true. And at that
They really
age,
don't, Mike. Exactly.
I mean, at 22, all right, guys, none of us
22.
are
Wow.
22 anymore. Okay, we
A little warm.
are a little older and a little wiser. You know what I mean? And at 22, all right, Doc, I know, 24. But I'm thinking Rusty, you know what I mean? He'll be 21 in less than a month. So you think about how your life is then and what you would do with $70 million. Doc, what the hell would you do with $70 million at your age right now? Okay? Compared to most of us that are a lot older than 22, if we were handed
21.
$70 million
Oh my
right
God.
now.
Me at 22 with 70
All
million.
right. Well, no. Let's be honest. If you were handed $70 million at age 22, would you live in would you still be alive in 5 years? Or would all the crazy shit that you had, all the money that you could possibly imagine to do whatever you wanted,
Regretful in 5 years.
might be broke in 5 years. But seriously, I mean, now, I know at my age now, there's a whole different ballgame.
Oh, dude. We wouldn't have to worry about drone laws. We'd have a dude paid over there. Take care of that for us.
Chris is going to have an insider.
So, guys, check out what I did here. So, this is my parallel charging board. I don't know if you can see in there, but I put hot glue in the 2, the 3, and the 5S, and the 4 and the 6.
Because he does not use them.
Yes, and I already plugged one of my 4S's in. It was dead, Doc. I tried it. It ruined the cell. And it was on, I think this one. My eyes, I can't see. I can't see.
Night, Chris.
Night, Chris. Be good. The lift off, man.
Or have fun, baby.
That sucks. Man, you got that heat hot up in here. Ooh.
I didn't touch the heat. Don't blame me.
She's
No.
already cold.
Yes, I am. But I actually have 2 shirts on, so I'm comfortable right now.
Oh, I saw El
And that's
Camino.
2 sweatshirts.
Hey, Doc, whenever you want to get rid of that L, you let me know. Indigo, what's up? Somebody told you about my pet G talking about you, didn't they? I know they did. I was just talking about you, bro. I said it's good because I'll put my criticism on shit, like conformal code, and I'll say C-formal. And last night in Mike's, when I stopped in and you said pet G, I was like, PETG, gotcha. I was like, get out of here. You're like, okay. Yeah, that is some badass shit. Definitely beats
Right
me out
now,
there all the way
I'll
around.
die in that truck before I let her go.
I know, right? That's why I said that. But yeah, so I kept, when you get your batteries all around, it is really hard. And I'm 47, so keep that in fact. To put it in the right hole. Just on the parallel board. I'm good at everywhere else.
I'm glad you clarified on that. Damn. Ay, caramba.
But guys, it's 9:05. We're gonna go ahead and wind this up and get out of here.
And on that note, shit.
Right, Mike?
Oh God. I had no idea what direction he was going to take that one, but I'll take that direction. Look, there's Chuckett. He's like, what?
Chuckett, you're late. You ain't late.
Oh, you're never late as long as we're live. That's the rule.
You gotta let me leave.
Oh, Jesus, God.
I bet, bro, that shit's sick, ain't with the clear LEDs.
Make him say,
I hear ya.
Kenny said, and on that note, get it in the right hole. But guys, until next time, remember, we love y'all.
Just got back from dinner.
Fly safe. Enjoy our hobby. If you
Indeed.
can't fly outside, break out a whoop. Fly the simulator. But enjoy our hobby. And until next time, guys.
Peace. Make them say,
Love you guys.
nah.